thought for the day. The greatest act of self-care is believing we are worthy of care.
Welcome to 7 Minutes for Yourself. I'm Christina Aina, and I'm so glad you've joined me for what I believe will be 7 of the most enriching minutes of your day. Let's take this time to reconnect with ourselves and improve our well-being.
In today's episode of 7 Minutes for Yourself, we discover why refilling our own cup isn't just crucial for us, but for everyone around us. Have a listen.
Self-care is one of those things that we hear is a good thing, but it usually takes a back seat when we get busy. But what is self-care? It's more than getting spa treatments or taking baths by candlelight. Today, I'm going to give you a few things that you can do to address your self-care. Self-care is the act of taking steps to maintain or improve your physical, emotional, and mental well-being. The effort requires an ongoing commitment. Self-care isn't self-centered or selfish, it's essential. Examples of physical self-care are attending regular medical checkups, getting adequate sleep, exercising regularly, and eating balanced meals. But then there are things that you can do to improve your mental well-being. Here are some things that you can do to focus on your mental and emotional self-care. A big intervention is establishing healthy boundaries. There are many ways to do this. You can start by saying no without guilt, prioritizing your needs, creating personal space, and communicating effectively. Here's how you can do this. Step 1 is to identify your boundaries. Take some time to reflect on what makes you feel uncomfortable, stressed, or feel exploited. These feelings often indicate the areas where you need to set boundaries. The next step is to say no to things that don't serve you or things that you are doing out of guilt or obligation. Sometimes it's necessary to do things that you don't want to do for the sake of helping someone else. But do you mostly set aside your needs in favor of someone else's request? Practice saying no without thinking about disappointing the other person. People don't want to hear no, but you can't make everyone happy. Also, practice saying no without needing to explain or justify why you're saying no. You don't need to get the person's approval that the other thing that you're choosing to do is legitimate or more important. It's not for them to decide that and then let you off the hook. So, for example, if a friend asks you to help with something and you're already feeling busy or overwhelmed, instead of saying,
"I'm sorry, I really can't. I've got all these other things to do and people are counting on me to get it done and I can't afford to stay up late another night working on something else."
No, they don't need to hear all that. Instead, you can say something like,
"I understand you need help, but I can't assist you right now."
Another step towards setting boundaries is to identify which needs are a priority for you and let go of the ones that are not. Make a list of your non-negotiables and stick to them, regardless of the external pressures. The fourth step in setting boundaries is creating a personal space. Establish a physical space and mental space where you can recharge. This could be a specific room in your house or a period of your day dedicated to self-care activities like reading, meditating, or simply relaxing. The last step in setting boundaries is to communicate clearly. Express your needs respectfully and assertively. For example, let's say you have a couple of hours of downtime in the evening and you're looking forward to catching up on a couple of episodes of your favorite show. You notice you have a voicemail from a friend asking you to
Please call because they have a couple of things they want your opinion on.
You know, based on this friend, or it could be a relative, that whenever you talk, it's at least an hour on the phone. And that's when you're just chit-chatting. If they have an issue to discuss, it's probably going to be an hour and a half or more when you get off the phone and you won't have time to do anything else but go to bed, irritated because you didn't get a chance to relax. So what do? You can ignore the voicemail, act like you didn't get it, and apologize tomorrow when they call you again. That's the passive avoidant approach. It may work in the short term, but it's just kicking the can down the road. This person still needs to know that your downtime in the evenings is a necessary part of your day and you aren't going to let yourself be available during that time. So instead of ignoring the call, you could text them back saying something like,
I'd like to talk to you, but I'm not available right now. I'll check in with you another time. I hope all is well.
Now, you may be thinking, texting is not exactly direct and assertive. You're still avoiding talking to the person. True, but in the interest of saving your time, you're responding to them in a timely manner without the risk of getting caught on the phone. If the person really wants to talk to you, if you call just to say,
I'm relaxing right now, I'll talk to you another time,
they may respond with, oh, okay, but let me just ask you this one quick thing. Then there you go. Then you either have to be more firm and say,
no, I'm not talking to you,
and then risk hurting their feelings, or you'll have to suck it up and engage in the call that you didn't want to have in the last hour of your evening. So in this case, the texting is a compromise. You're responding to their request quickly with a no, not now. Now, setting boundaries focuses on your well-being by respecting limits that you set for yourself and hold others to. Sometimes self-care involves connecting with people. This can be spending time with loved ones or engaging in social activities. The isolation of the pandemic had a huge impact on our mental health for many reasons, but one of those is the social isolation. Even if you don't like being in groups, let's say you have social anxiety, most people still need connection with another being. That being could be your pet. But we innately need interaction with something that is living. Some people need more interaction than others, but even the most introverted person who loses energy from too much interaction still needs some amount of interaction. So setting aside time to connect with someone or something that values your company is another important and often overlooked way to take care of your needs.
That concludes today's episode of 7 Minutes for Yourself. Please take a moment to rate and review the show on Apple Podcasts. Today and every day with your kiddo is a gift. Enjoy it. Thanks for tuning in.